the next instruction in verse 11 says, do not be slothful in zeal. I love that. Do not be slothful in zeal. Paul's mentioned this before in leading. If you lead, lead with zeal. And so now he's saying to the whole church, do not be slothful in zeal. In other words, live passionately because of the grace of God, because of this born-again, transformed life. We should live with zeal. There's a lot of Christians who are slothful in zeal. They've lost their zeal. They've lost their passion. They've lost their excitement for Jesus and their excitement for the kingdom and their excitement for the purposes of God. If you struggle to have zeal, something is broken. Something has gone wrong. We're not called to go through this life without zeal for the kingdom, for Jesus. We're supposed to be passionate. And like I said, perhaps you've lost sight of the grace of God and you got into works and religious self-righteousness, and you've been like the older brother, slaving away for the Father, slaving away for God, trying to earn his love and his favor and his blessings, and you never felt good enough, and you always felt like you were falling short, and you were going to church and doing all these things for the wrong reasons, to try to please God and to earn his love and favor, or try to compete with others, and you were not doing very well, or you felt like you were never doing good enough for God, and eventually it just kind of crushed your spirit, and it caused your heart to grow sick, and it just killed your zeal. The Bible says that the old covenant, the letter, is a ministry of death. When you try to live under the law, and which is a performance-based covenant, it's a flesh covenant. It's all about the performance of your flesh to earn God's love, favor, and to avoid his punishment. And it's a ministry of death. When you're trying to live under the old covenant, it actually just brings death to your life. But the new covenant is the Spirit. It's a Spirit covenant, and it gives life. It gives zeal. It awakens passion in us. It gives life to our passion, life to our zeal, life to our purposes here on earth. You don't have to try to manufacture zeal. You just got to feast on the grace of God. You got to live in the new covenant. You got to get in the Spirit, walk in the Spirit. Because when you do, it awakens your passion and zeal for God. See, if you've got no zeal, it means you're not walking in the Spirit. Somehow you are just back in the patterns of this world, and you're back in the flesh, living from your body. And I don't say that to condemn you. I say that to give you hope. If you're wanting to have zeal, you need to offer your body as a living sacrifice, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and as your mind has been renewed and aligning to heaven, you'll get an eternal perspective. And when you begin to get that eternal perspective, you stop living for the temporary now, for the patterns of this world, and you live for eternity. And you allow the Spirit of life to put eternity on your heart. And you'll realize this time that we're here on earth is very short. It's brief. It's but a moment. It's going to be over very soon. And you've been called by God, grace gifted by God, to play a part, to play a purpose here on earth within the body of Christ, to be a blessing, to be Christ's body here in this earth, to go and do the things that Jesus did while he was on this earth. You have a purpose. It's not some individual isolated purpose. It's together with an incredible people of God, the church, the most important thing that is happening on planet Earth. God is bringing heaven to earth through his church, through his body. This is an eternal high calling. We're not supposed to be slothful about this. If we're slothful, it means something is blinding us. We can't see all of this. We need to awaken these things inside of us again. And I'll tell you, as we do, it'll awaken our zeal and our passion. So Paul says, do not be slothful in zeal.